What is up, squad? It is your Squid, aka the Anxious Squid. I haven't done a video in a while because I had to set up my office. If you join a live stream later on, I'll show you how it's all coming together and everything. I've tested the audio, I think it's working well, but I wanted to do a bit of a burner video just to make sure, you know, just in case it was still a bit tinny and echoey and all that sort of stuff. So I figured I'd show you Aussie rules, AFL. This is the sport I grew up playing and the sport I grew up enjoying. It's the main, like, it's the show in Australia, you know what I mean? It's the equivalent to the NFL. Obviously the population numbers dictate that the attendance numbers aren't going to be the same, or viewership numbers aren't going to be the same anyway. But you get over 100,000 to a grand final, which is like the equivalent of a Super Bowl. And yeah, I figured if the audio works, brilliant. You guys can see some Aussie rules. I'll react to this video, and if it doesn't, no harm done, really, because I get to watch this cool Aussie rules video and hark back to the country I used to live in and whatnot. So yeah, these are my patrons. Consider becoming one. Let's get into it. Thanks for tuning back in, guys, by the way. If you're a regular subscriber, that is. If you're not a regular subscriber, please consider becoming one. I'm trying to get to 5,000 by the end of this year, which is 2020 if you're watching it in the future. And I'll have other goals if I've already hit them. But yeah, for the meantime, I'm trying to hit 5K by the end of 2020. And I can't do it without people like you who randomly stumble across my videos and then decide to hit the subscribe button. So yeah, do us a favour. And hopefully you guys will be able to hear this as well, because as I said, I've got a bunch of stuff jimmied around the microphone to try and reduce the echo in here. So hopefully you'll be able to hear this as well, but we'll see. Oh, this is old. This looks like it's the 80s or so. Oh, I should explain what we're doing actually. Greatest after the siren goals throughout history in the AFL, right? So, a lot of you aren't going to have any idea what's watching. You're going to think it's basic chaos. But there is an organisational structure to it, you know what I mean? But what you're going to need to know for this video is basically when you catch the ball, when somebody's kicked the ball and you catch it on the full after, back then it would have been 10 yards, but nowadays it's 15 metres, right? If the ball travels 15 metres off the boot and you catch it, you get what's called that is referred to as a mark, but for ease of reference, it's basically a free kick or a penalty, right? Somebody has to stand in the position where you caught the ball, and if you juggle it, it's where you finally gained control of the ball, right? They stand there and you get to back up however far you want so you can kick it over them, but nobody can come at you for like 30 seconds. And if they come at you, you get a penalty and you go further down the field. One of the quirks of Aussie rules football, or AFL, is that if you take a mark or you're awarded a free kick, and then the final siren goes, whether it be for quarter time, half time, 3/4 time, or the full game, like full time siren, if you have possession of that ball and the siren goes, you're still allowed to take that kick after the siren goes. So there have been many instances across the history of the sport, because it's like 100 and something years old, like 150, 160, I don't know. I'll Google it and put a thing up on screen. But yeah, like it's old, and it's happened a few times where someone's taken a mark or they've been awarded a free kick and then they get to kick after the siren and they're only like 3 or 4 points down. If you kick it between the two big sticks, it's 6. Wow, that's a mouthful. If you kick it between the two big sticks, it's 6 points, right? And so, yeah, people can win the game after the siren. Now you're all caught up to speed. That's what we're going to be watching.
There's the siren, and he's got a kick from 55 metres out.
55 metres out.
I don't think that was 15 metres.
Oh, he's been paid a 50. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Someone obviously went too far into the space, or they abused the umpire or something.
Here's a great kick. If he kicks his goal, Hawthorn are in the grand final.
Right, so this is like big deal, getting into the Super Bowl if they win this, you know, like divisional championships or whatever.
If he misses, Melbourne are in. There's the kick.
And straight through the middle.
It's a goal.
That's got to be the 80s. I can't remember where that is, but it like went. Look at the mullets, man. This is older as well. Is that Malcolm Blight? I think he torpedoes it and it goes like 70 metres. Yeah, that's Malcolm Blight. He's got like a cult status. That was I'm pretty sure that was in a grand final. Don't quote me, I could be wrong. But it was in a very, very important game. And that was one of the furthest kicks anyone had ever kicked at that point, and it was after the siren, and yeah, it was a big deal. And he went on to have a great coaching career and all sorts of stuff. And like there were these TV ads, right, Toyota ads for a while, which were like reliving historic moments in sport, yeah? And Malcolm Blight's one was, because like every kid and every professional for like years and years and years, even now growing up in Australia, there'll be kids who are miles away from the goal, and it'll be like, oh, I'm going to do a blighty, you know, I'm going to do a blight, and I'm going to try and have a shot from fucking miles out. And yeah, he got it, and it was a big deal. But there were these Toyota ads that were being run, right, which had two comedians with like this famous sports person reliving their sports heyday sort of thing. And yeah, Malcolm Blight is standing there with this tiny little kid's ball on a kid's equivalent field. He only has to kick it 10 yards in the ad sort of thing, but it's like everything's been scaled down, so it's as if he's like 70 yards out. And they've got like the two comedians behind him being like, I can't kick this. This is way too far out. The other one being like, yes, I can. I'm Malcolm Blight. And then he kicks it, and yeah, it's one of my favourite TV ads of all time. And sorry for wasting your time talking about it, but yeah, there we are. Here we are with a bit of modern action. Still probably early 2010s actually. Nathan Buckley, yeah. Oh, that's Chris Tarrant too, the number 20. This is in the early 2000s. Or late 2000s, near 2000, year. Nathan Buckley's a coach now. Mick Malthouse coached, that's the main grey-haired dude in the middle there, coached another club and has since retired since then. Tarrant gets it through, does he? Yeah, looks like it. He's going to call it a goal. That's 6 points, my friend. Collingwood win.
Discipline required here. Well, we have our second 1 point of the
Who is that? Is that Treadray?
Terrific shot by Primus.
Oh, Primus, actually. He became a coach as well. There we go. That's what I was saying. So he called it on the full. I don't remember this one, but Peter Burgoyne. That's a famous footballing family. There are a couple of Burgoynes. Sean Burgoyne, Peter Burgoyne. I think there was another one, but I could be wrong.
This to win the game after the siren. Peter Burgoyne, he's done it.
Nails it. Everyone mobs him. You fucking beauty, he says. Let's go back. Read his lips. You fucking beauty. There we are. There we are, son. Every kid dreams of it. When's this? This is earlier than that. Oh, great tackle. Daniel Chick. Daniel Chick, I mean, he's a sad story these days. Since his retirement, he's like hit the drugs pretty hard, I'm fairly certain. But, oh, great mark. Yep, there's the siren. He's now in the media. This guy that's about to kick the goal. So yeah, as you see, one bloke's allowed to stand on the mark, but because it's the end of the game, heaps of people have just gone into as close as they can to try and distract him. But that was a prime example of what Daniel Chick was good for and known for, right? So we'll go back again. Daniel Chick was this, he was like a defensive forward, or like a hard fucking pause cunt. Jesus. Sorry about that. But yeah, no, like he was a run him and chase him down tackle sort of thing. When he played for West Coast, he was in a different team at the time. But in 2006, they won a flag, right, or a premiership or a Super Bowl, whatever you want to call it. They won the comp based off him smothering someone's kick, right? He got his hands over the ball, and then he got the ball and handballed it to someone else. They ran, they kicked the last goal, and they won by a point, right? And so that was his style of play. But yeah, sad story after football. He reckons, like, if you asked him, he'd say no one supported him after football, and that like he was left adrift, and that, you know, the AFL chews up players and spits them back out and all that sort of stuff. But the guy he kicks to, Dixon, is now a regular member of the media. He went through different coaching courses. There's every coach in the AFL pretty much is an ex-player in some capacity. Everyone in the media is an ex-player or coach in some capacity. You know, like at some point the buck's got to stop with you. You know what I mean? And like he was part of a very toxic sort of drugs culture in the last club that he was at as well. And yeah, I tend to think he was a brilliant footballer, but probably at the end of the day, Daniel Chick, bit of a knock. But great tackle despite that, like, and the wherewithal to get a kick deep. Like, he was a good footballer, don't get me wrong. Great grab. No gloves either. You're not allowed to wear gloves in the AFL. Well, you are allowed to wear it if it like is for the benefit of an injury. If you've got like burnt fingers or like a broken finger that needs to be held in place or whatever. But generally speaking, yeah, the gloves with the sort of leatheriness on them, like the gloves that the receivers all wear in the Aussie in the NFL here and all that sort of stuff, outlawed, not allowed in the Aussie rules. You just have to fucking catch it. That Tommy Hawkins, that is, yeah. This one's funny, right? So Hawthorn beat Geelong in the 2008 Grand Final, so 2008 Super Bowl equivalent. They beat Hawthorn beat Geelong, and they beat them in like what has since been outlawed and is a bit of a controversial manner in the sense that they were up by a bunch. And if you like take the ball in your possession over the opponent's goal line, so where people are trying to kick for 6 points, right? If they miss, you get possession at their goal line. So it's 1 point and you've now got the ball. And so if you have the ball and you're about to kick out and somebody comes at you to try and put pressure on you and you just take it over the line again and give them 1 point again, as opposed to them getting possession and potentially getting 6 points, right? You can just create an endless stream of 30 seconds, or you could at the time, create an endless stream of 30-second patches where you had the ball, they weren't allowed to get you, and then you could just back over the line, give them 1 point because you were up by 18 or so, right? And then repeat the process. And so that's how they, I mean, it's not, they had to get up in the, they had to be winning in the first place to enact that plan. But yeah, it was a bit of an anticlimactic finish as a result of them doing that a lot in the last quarter of the final game of the year. And so the president of the Hawthorn Football Club, sort of like the equivalent of the owner, right, in the NFL, he was an outspoken bloke, former leader of the Victorian State Parliament. Like, if you picture it like a John McCain, but as if he owned the Dallas Cowboys, right, at the same time after his career in politics or whatever, that was the equivalent, right? This bloke named Jeff Kennett, and so he, outwardly in the media put a curse on. No, not he. The Kennett's curse. He was like, he came out in the media and said something like it wasn't a dirty thing to do, wasn't that bad or whatever, and then he left the Hawthorn Football Club and wasn't the president anymore or something. I can't remember. I'm getting the Kennett curse wrong, but it's referred to as the Kennett's curse because for like fucking 10 years after that grand final where Hawthorn probably shouldn't have won, but they did in 2008. Geelong just kept finding ways to beat him in the last second, you know what I mean? And yeah, this was one of the games where Tom Hawkins literally kicks a goal from 55 metres out. I think he might still be in the goal square when he kicks it. Yeah, so like 60 yards out, right? 60 yards, and it goes through halfway, like at post height, it goes through the goals. And yeah, listen to the commentators. They've done it again. Can you believe it? The Hawthorn coach, that guy just going, oh, what the fuck? Is Alistair Clarkson, best coach in the league. I'll shut up, let's listen. Always had a soft spot for the Cats. I mean, not these Cats, but there goes the Siren. No, oh, this is a new game. That's North Melbourne and West Coast. I always got confused. Sometimes I'll get confused between North Melbourne and Geelong because it's just vertical or horizontal, pretty much the same colours. Also, that guy on screen right now, coach of North Melbourne, has an identical twin. They both played football and they're both coaches. His identical twin coaches Geelong. Right? Anyway, so, what was I even saying there? I lost my train of thought, but we'll get back into it. We'll go back 10 seconds. Oh, the Cats, that's it. The team I played for back home in like just, park football sort of thing, nothing serious, but as an adult playing on the weekends and whatnot, they were called the Camden Cats, and we had a very similar strip to the Geelong Cats who are playing here. So, yeah, anyway, that's why I had a soft spot for them. You call that a high tackle? Second one, yeah, okay, so I'll explain that as well. Old mate's gone in and he's led with his head. The West Coast Eagles player, who's in the yellow and blue, right? As opposed to the blue and white stripes, that's the Kangaroos. But so the West Coast player gathers the ball, gets the ball, and he leads with the head. And they're like, oh, how is that high? And then the North Melbourne player, the umpire is saying, with his other arm, took him on the other side high. And so, but yeah, that coach, like both the Scott brothers are known for their whinging. They complain about everything they can. Natanui! Nick Natanui. Yeah, look at him. Look how salty he is. Look, I can't believe this. Fucking salty Scott brothers, man. Natanui jumps on someone's back. The big 9-foot-tall Fijian fucking Goliath of football. Look how big his hands are. He's fucking... The ball looks like an egg in his hands. He's massive. He is a unit. Imagine having that on your back as you're trying to jump up to get the football and someone just knees you in the back of the head. And it's that bloke. Good job. He goes and pumps up the crowd. Massive field. That 50 metre racket. Oh, he's tackled. What a rundown and tackle. Is that Luke McFarlane? Let me go back. Sorry, I know. Yeah, McFarlane. 30 seconds. Get the ball in deep, son. Is Pavlich in that? There he is. There's Pavlich. There's my man. I called it. I'm like, where's Oh, that wasn't Pavlich. Never mind. I thought it was Pavlich. I was like, called it, but he had to be there somewhere. Someone said Pavlich. Oh well. Eating humble pie. Longmuir. I was alright. That's Longmuir. Did I say Longmuir or just think Longmuir after I said Pavlich? Look at that dickhead doing handstands on the side to try and distract him. And he sinks the goal, and North Melbourne go homestead. Not North Melbourne, St Kilda, sorry. North Melbourne was the last one. Brisbane Lions in Geelong now. One of the best to play the game, Simon Black. If he didn't play in Brisbane, he'd have been remembered as one of the best, right? So Victoria is where the game started. There are 10 teams in Victoria. There's 2 teams now in in Queensland. Sorry, there wasn't at the time of this this game sort of thing. But yeah, Simon Black. He was in one of the teams that won 3 premierships or 3 Super Bowls in a row, right? And yeah, he was the captain of that team for a while. And yeah, I reckon if he played in a Victorian team where the epicenter of the fandom for the sport is, he'd be remembered as one of the greatest of all time. You know, underrated because he played for Brisbane. Gets the hands up. There we go. I think this goes to Ash McGrath. Yeah, it is 200th. And there's the other salty Chris Scott. I don't know if it's Chris or Brad, but there's the other salty Scott brother.
An incredible victory. Ash
McGrath gets it in, sneak it into the side. Yes. They were something like, I remember that, they were something like 7 goals down with 15 minutes left, and they just went bang, 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 bang. And then he kicks it at the end of after the siren. That was his 200th game. He was a milestone man. And yeah, they were very pleased that day. Look at all the coaches just fucking loving it in the press box. Oh, this is the Sydney Swans and Richmond Tigers. That was Hanbury in that pack there. So, oh, there's Jack Rewalt. Gets the step. Gets a kick out to... Who is that? Is that Marriage? Taken by Lloyd. He kicks this. The Sydney Swans were the team I grew up supporting. And then in 2012, there was a new team, an expansion team put in Greater Western Sydney, where I grew up and had played, coached and umpired football in. So I sort of, immediately became a Greater Western Sydney Giants fan. I was the 3rd ever season ticket holder for that franchise. And yeah, I got a lot of heat from my Swans loving family and stuff, but my logic was sound, I think. You know, I was a Giants fan before the Giants existed, and then the Giants became a thing, and so I became a Giants fan. But yeah, my whole family digs the Swans, and I was watching this game at my folks' place. They were unhappy. My old man's best friend, Damien, is a Tigers supporter as well. They won the comp this year, I'm fairly certain.
The Tigers have won by a point. A kick after the siren.
Have a listen to BT.
They've gone bananas at the G.
They've gone bananas at the G. Tigers up by a point. Tigers are in it again. Tigers and Freo. They had 14 seconds. Oh, if you want the ball in someone's hands. Is that Mundy?
Drama at the MCG.
How big a kick is this for the former skipper?
David Mundy.
Yeah, David Mundy. Yeah, like as soon as the ball landed in his hands, you know he's going to kick the goal. Former captain of the club, veteran. This is what he's paid to do, sink the goals. Not that far out. 3 or 4 steps in, sinks it. Perfect end over end. Got drop punt, end over end. Straight over the umpire's hat as he's looking over the top. See you later. Sorry, Tigers. 4 quarters for nothing. There we go. At least you won the last one when Lloyd beat the Swans. But yeah, okay, hopefully this worked. I'm going to finish this recording here. Oh, I hit the button. It's just moving up when I hit it. Why are you doing this to me? There we go. Alright, so yeah, that was Aussie Rules, and it was a small brief interlude into it, and I probably talked way over it too much. But yeah, is what it is. Hopefully this video works out, and I'll see how it goes with the audio. And yeah, I'll do one more. We'll see how we go. You know, if it's shit audio, soz, I've got some shells coming. I ordered like 18 audio, like 12 by 12 inch, 2 inch thick fucking foam eggshell pattern things for soundproofing rooms. So that'll be good. And yeah, I hope you guys dug the AFL. I'll probably put this in my non-NFL football playlist. And yeah, thanks for watching. These guys are my patrons. Check them out. This is my new desk that I made out of an old bookshelf. You might be able to see the metal thing down there, or you might not. I might have covered it up. Who knows? But yeah, everything seems to be coming together. So once the foam shells are here, we'll be done, and I'll show you around. Anyway, hit that subscribe button, like I said. Smash the like button. Leave me a comment. Help me get seen. Help me get into the algorithms. And yeah, I'll see you when I look at you. You'll see me when you look at me. Thanks for watching.